let's take a look again at our website. Out of the 4 links here at the top, we have completed 3 of them. In the last section, we completed this blog section. And in the previous videos, we did the about section and the contact section. Now the big missing piece is this get guide section. And what we want to do is we want to create a page in which users can leave their name and email address and return get an email with a free PDF guide, which shows them the tricks. That is a popular way amongst many websites in order to engage with your users, get their email addresses and maybe send them out newsletters later on, or just be in contact with them. And if you want to grow a community following, then it's always good to get users' email addresses. In order to do that, we are going to make use of a service called Mailchimp. We're going to connect Webflow and Mailchimp. Mailchimp is probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular, email marketing system out there. And they offer a free starting package. So with the free package, we can connect up to 2,000 contacts into our mailing list. So for the first 2,000 people who sign up for this newsletter, you can send them free emails, free newsletter emails, and also the PDF guide. And I'm going to show you how to connect Mailchimp with Webflow and how to set up the whole workflow. And afterwards, we still have some more things to do. We still need to make our website mobile responsive, and we need to make our website search engine friendly. So there's still a bit of work left. However, I think we did most of the heavy lifting, and let's get started designing this get guide page. In order to do so, I'm going to go back to the designer and I'm going to create a new page. Let's call this page get guide get guide and create it, and let's start designing that. All right, the first thing again we want to drop in is a navigation bar, and then let's create a hero section. So by now you should be pretty familiar with the workflow and should be familiar with creating these elements. Let's do it a bit differently this time. I'm going to give it a width of 100% and set the height to, let's say, 700 pixels. Create a bit bigger hero section than in the previous ones. Let's give it a background image. I have already uploaded one here. And again, let's set that to cover. And we can play around with the surfer. I think this is perfect. And we can see, this should be fine. All right, let's add some text here now. In order to do that, I am going to drop in a div element and give this some styling. And I just made a mistake here. Of course, we first need to add a container, and then let's drop that div element into the container. Let's quickly fix that. Drop this one in here, and into that div element, let's drop a heading. And there we go. Let's get this having a class. I think maybe we can reuse our hero heading class from our landing page. So this is the same class we applied in our landing page. Now let's put everything down. In order to push everything down, I am going to again select the hero section and let's try to use Flexbox in order to push everything down. There we go. Actually, it would be better if you have it a bit more to the right. So instead of using Flexbox, I'm again, in this case, since we have a fixed height, I'm going to use padding. So I'm going to push everything 200 pixels down. Yeah, that's working for the moment. Now I want this to be the same color as we applied again on our landing page, so we can apply a similar concept here. So I'm gonna reuse this class we applied to that, and that was something called highlight span. Yeah, perfect. And then maybe we can give this whole thing some background in order to make it a bit more visible. So let's see if we can reuse something here. Exactly, that's exactly the same style we applied to our landing page. Same box, and here we have reused that. And I think that's perfectly fine for the moment. And let's add another section below in which we explain the users what they can achieve with this trading guide. In order to do so, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new section, a new container, and in that I'm going to drop the usual elements: a heading element and a rich text element, which we can use to write some text. The next thing we want to do is we want to design this whole section. So for that, I'm going to reuse some of our classes we created earlier to keep it all a bit consistent. And I'm going to apply the section. Then I'm going to change this to H2 and going to apply the section heading class, and then let's replace this text in here. To do so, I'm going to delete everything in here and copy paste some text in I have pre-written. Now it would be good if we can again make use of the highlight class. Let's take a look and see highlight span. Yes, perfect. And now what we need to do is we want to create a form in which the user can actually sign up for this free guide. So in order to do that, let's create another div block and drop it below this rich text element inside the container. Make sure it's actually in the container. There we go. And let's call this guide sign up form. Let's keep our spelling consistent. All right. And in here, first of all, let's drop another headline. Make this an H3, call it and give this some class as well. Make sure it's centered. Maybe we can increase the font size slightly to like 28 and give it some more margin and some more margin at the bottom. And then let's drop in the form elements. And in order to add the form again, I'm going to add elements and then select the form block. And there we go. Now the first thing I'm going to change is I'm going to make this class a button class. And then let's try to get all of these fields on one line instead of having them in separate lines. Now let's try to get everything in one line.